Hey, what's going on everybody? Brandon Hua here. Wanted to give you guys a quick recap about my trip to Northern California for the Wild West Bass Show Pro-Am Series, Stop 2 at Melones Lake. I ended up doing pretty decent this tournament. I took 15th out of 143 co-anglers, and really what was surprising to me was that my practice did not go all that well. I ended up catching about 14 or 15 fish during practice. It was a lot of junk fishing, a lot of catching fish on this, on that, and something else. So at the end of the day, I told myself, you know what, throw what you're confident with. And I found 3 main techniques that stuck with me throughout the tournament. So let's talk about it. So the first bait that worked well for me was a 3/4 ounce football head with a Gary Yamamoto custom baits hula grub 5-inch in color pattern 221, or known as cinnamon black and purple flake. I threw that on a Shimano Bantam MGL 8:1 gear ratio with a g.loomis NRX 894 JWR with 15-pound fluorocarbon line. Now the 8:1 gear ratio on this was really important for me because during practice I had a lot of fish pick it up and drop it right away. So having that faster gear ratio allowed me to pick up the line quicker and set the hook on those fish before they have the chance to drop that bait. Now the second technique that I used during this tournament was basically a finesse version of that football head I just showed you, and that was a Owner Hooks football shaky head paired with a Western Fishing Operations drop shot worm 5.5-inch in the color neon shad. Now the water clarity in that lake was super clear. You had upwards of 12-foot visibility, so I felt like with such a clear water that this translucent bait looked super realistic in the water, and I got a few key bites doing that. There was a lot of wood in there, so this unexposed hook was really key with not getting snagged, and of course having a football head allowed me to not get stuck in the rocks. As far as the combo went, I used a Shimano Stratic FL 2500 with a g.loomis NRX 902 JWR, and for line, I used 15-pound Power Pro Super 8 Slick V2 connected to an 8-pound Seaguar Invis-X leader. And finally, the technique that I probably caught 90% of my fish on was a drop shot. I just felt like that so many guys were throwing the Nico rig, the shaky head, and don't worry, I did too, but I felt like the fish hasn't really seen that drop shot presentation as much as the other techniques. So I threw a little Zoom Z drop, purple smoke, with anywhere between a 6 to a 10-inch leader to a Wu Tungsten cylinder drop shot weight, and 3/8 or a ½ ounce depending on depth. But I really felt like the hook also played a big part in that. And I threw an Owner Hooks Mosquito Light in the size 1. That hook has a lot lighter wire than most drop shot hooks. And a lot of times I didn't have to really load into the fish that much. A lot of times the fish actually hooked themselves when they're chewing on the bait. But I threw this on a Shimano Xsense 3000 with a g.loomis NRX 822 drop shot rod. Again, Power Pro Super 8 Slick V2 and 15-pound and an 8-pound Seaguar Invis-X leader. And there it is, guys. Those are the 3 techniques and combos that I used during my tournament at New Melones. Really did not know what to expect going to this tournament just because it was a new body of water and practice didn't go well, but nonetheless, I'm super excited for the finish that I got. At the end of the day, it's quality points for the tournament champions at the end of the year. Just can't wait to get to the next one. That's going to be the California Delta in June. So thanks again, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my Instagram and subscribe below. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.